I was going to do, but I'm not going to do that now. I wish the world could hear me when I tell them about my feelings. My grandmother used to say, we don't cry, we keep pushing. My grandma used to push that real unearthed strength into you and tell you, listen, if God can't do it, nobody can. But somehow, some of the things that we were more insensitive to and some of the things that we were more pain to were overlooked at many times. Because in our household, you don't see nothing, you say nothing, you don't hear nothing. You leave my door closed. If you hear somebody knocking on it, don't you open it. You hear the phone ring, don't answer it. You see somebody peeking in the mirror, in the window, then you duck. And don't you be seen, because your shadow means that there's questioning behind it that may not be able to be told. I grew up in a household where the elders never talked about their past. And one would say, why would she bring that up at this moment? But I bring that up because it did more harm to me than anything. Because the only thing it taught me more of was fighting with my knuckles instead of fighting with my thoughts. Instead of fighting with my prayer, it taught me to fight with my mouth. That means sarcasm, bitterness, and hatred would shoot shooters down the street, and I didn't even have to know you. I just knew you didn't care about me. One, when my grandmother passed, the people that were supposed to love her the most shut her down. I remember. I'm sure my cousins remember. The things they said, the things they said after or prior to us getting there, the things that they said during the ceremony or during the funeral, during the homegoing service, which was supposed to be about my grandmother and our God, which was supposed to be about her finally reaching her resting place and going home to the Father. These people talked mad anger into the air, and then they forgot about her children and her grandchildren sitting right there. But the things you say, remember, when you come back around the circle of the moon, when you hear it again, you remember that this is what you said on this date at this time to these people. No wonder you're fighting the same sin too. No wonder you're trying to run from the same pains too. Because now you've forgotten that this is what you did back then to those most vulnerable too. I think they forget sometimes. About the little ones that's sitting in the middle of the conversation that have nothing to do with the conversation, but somehow they become the twixt and the tween and the ones that catch the most heat. Because the things that they are learning to say, they speak about when they get old enough to speak. And now they're being disrespectful instead of showing how much their love has broken apart their wings, and they're being clipped and nobody's coming to bandage them up or wrap them up. They forgot about the little ones that was somehow sitting or sneaking up at the dinner table when they were talking adult talk. You remember, go in that room, this is adult time. You don't hear these kind of things because they have nothing to do with you. Stay in the child's place. And I thought I wasn't going to come in here and shed a tear tonight. Because sometimes when God is molding you, He's bringing into your mind the play of the things that had to chastise you or had to teach you how to grow in humor, how to grow in strength, how to grow in love, and how to laugh about the things that the enemy thought he was attacking you of. But it was up to the God that you served above. It wasn't nothing down here that kept you. And then now they expect us not to speak. Because now the matriarch's old enough to speak. And to speak about the things that they wish they should have said before or tried to have said before but got shut down because it was ignorant enough to speak. It was that ignorant enough that they shouldn't speak. They should have just kept their silence. Instead, they broke us more and broke us more instead of wrapping their arms around us and freeing us more. Now we got to go back to the master's plantation because the wrong man is sitting on the seat in the master's seat, and he's taking us back to the plantation, and we don't understand what healing is supposed to be because all we've learned is how to kill one another and talk dirty about her because she's not my mother and he's not my father. He dealt drugs. We were all addicted and living in the same streets. Don't you see? This is what they intended on us to be. This is what they chose us to be. And you don't see it because you'd rather check your Star Pocket or your TikTok or your Facebook or your Instagram to see how many likes you got today to see. We forgot that my pain is your pain, and if I don't make it out, you may not either, because you're not learning or reciprocating what you saw from me. Instead, you're talking about me. Instead of realizing the real area for our love and unification is right here on Black Wall Street.
Come on.
And the people call it the yellow brick road, where they think that the Dorothy's are white with red shoes on their toes.
Come on.
Those of us picking cotton in the fields at high noon. Today I saw 4 different weather patterns, and noon was really at 6 p.m. and the sun was so bright. I said, my God, are you coming back for us tonight? Because that's how radiant it was. And if they miss subtle words in the word of God, the red words, sometimes the black words, most of the times it's the words that are unheard that talk about the loud sound in the sky. When he's coming back for a people without wrinkle or blemish and cleansed. We forgot to love the people within and talk about how to heal for you, and them. Because now the little ones are watching us. And the ones that know how to get free are keeping it to themselves and dying in the pits and never coming back for the younger ones under them. It's called reciprocation. Can we go back to where the Black Wall Streets was of our souls instead of our minds, mentality, monetary and hated goals? We always go back to the war because we were born from them. And that's from whence we come. They were even warring in the Bible, but sometimes those are the words that go unsung and unheard because they don't really want you to be free. They want you to be cut down and encouraged. Can we go back to the Black Wall Street?
Come on.